New tonight, everybody's familiar with being awakened by a loud noise, but for millions of people, it happens over and over, but only in their imaginations. CBS 2's Dick Brennan looks into what's called exploding head syndrome.
An air horn, an explosion, a gunshot. Imagine being awakened by one of these from a sound sleep.
It is very startling, and it is jarring.
Even more jarring when you realize this deafening sound is all in your head.
I remember thinking that my head shocked itself.
The sound of phantom cymbals crashing together frequently startles Niels Nielsen awake.
It has kind of like a crescendo quality to it, and it stops abruptly.
Nielsen is far from alone. Medical researchers estimate as many as 20% of the world's population experience what's known as exploding head syndrome, what they define as an imaginary sound or loud noise abruptly waking a person up.
I've heard of cases where people had it up to 7 times a night, so you can imagine that would cause an enormous amount of sleep disruption.
Clinical psychologist Brian Sharpless recently conducted the largest study of its kind on EHS, as it's also called, for Washington State University.
Even though we've known about exploding head syndrome since the late 1800s, we still don't know a whole lot about it.
Why exploding head syndrome happens is still a mystery, but one theory, says Sharpless, is that something like a hiccup occurs in the part of the brain that controls hearing.
So instead of shutting down your auditory neurons when you're going to sleep, for some reason they all fire at once, and that's why you get this really loud noise.
From young to old, Sharpless has found anyone can be a victim, but besides interrupting sleep, he says there are no major health concerns.
Exploding head syndrome is generally harmless in spite of the scary name.
Sharpless has found many EHS sufferers also experience sleep paralysis when a person is temporarily unable to move or speak upon falling asleep or awakening. Dick Brennan, CBS 2 News.